Can this $127 electric skateboard actually be that good? Let's find out.
Bruh.
There it is. So real quick, before I go outside and do some tests with Mikey, I want to go over some specs. We bought it completely out of pocket for $127, which plus shipping and taxes brought it to a total of $148.21. Although when I went back on the listing, the price has been fluctuating between $110 and like $140-ish, so somewhere in between there, depending on when you're watching this video. It weighs about 8 pounds, is 25.5 inches long, and is just under 7.5 inches wide. The hardware, bushings, trucks, wheels, and bearings are as basic as it gets, but for the price, it rides pretty decently. There's nothing fancy about the deck shape. It's pretty much like a penny board, no concave, just straight up flat. Although a pretty neat feature is that they have a small cutout acting as a handle. I mean, that's sick in my opinion. As always, we put out a post asking you guys what you wanted to know most about this board, and the general consensus was the acceleration, braking, top speed, and battery life. So right now we're gonna go outside and test those. All right, we're in a flat, low-key parking lot right now where we're just gonna test the acceleration and braking so you can get a good feel for it. All right, so I'm just gonna step on here and accelerate. So it definitely takes some time, but you can get up there. And I'm about to brake right now. So a rolling stop, it definitely doesn't go like immediately, it doesn't stop immediately. It's not too bad for $127, guys, like, come on. Let's go film somewhere else and we're gonna test out if this thing can go uphill or not. Yeah, you wanna just follow? All right, cool. Oh my God, dude, the slight incline. I can't even, dude, I couldn't even get up this slight incline here. Are you kidding me? Wanna like bring it all the way back to show people this? Not making it. All right, so there's no point in testing this thing at like up an actual hill. This is like the slightest incline ever and couldn't get up it, just couldn't get up it. That's what you get for $127. All right, so the last major thing that the majority of you guys wanted to know was its top speed, and we're gonna test that right now. I'm kind of curious about it because in the title, it says that it tops out at 22 miles an hour with a 14-mile range, which is like, come on, bro, like, what? All right, braking. All right, so we just maxed out at, I mean, you guys saw on the bottom of the screen, but 10 miles an hour, which is terrible compared to the claim. It's kind of fun though, like I'm not gonna lie, I think they need to be more transparent about it. Like, dude, it's not 22 miles an hour. Like, what are you doing? So the last thing that I wanted to test was the battery life on this thing. I didn't want any distractions, so I came to this park. It's currently 6:47 a.m. and it is 28 degrees. Help me. For this, I think it's important for you to know my weight, which is 160 pounds. Weight has a big factor on battery life, I believe. I also just realized that since it's so cold, I think that's gonna have a pretty big effect on battery life. So keep that in mind as well. The title on the product page claims that it has a range of 14 miles per hour, but it also claimed that it had a top speed of 22 miles per hour, which just isn't true. But if you refer to the manual, it says it has a range of 5 miles. So I'm just gonna go off of that. So the board is fully charged, and basically I'm just gonna do as many laps around this park until the battery dies and track the distance with my phone.
2,000 years later.
So just finished up, the battery is officially dead. I wanted to record it in here because it's much warmer than out there. I was able to go 4 miles until it died, which isn't too bad based on the manual, which said it was like 5 miles, and given it's cold. So I realized while riding that I never showed you guys the remote, so I'm gonna go over that briefly right now. It's pretty basic and is made of cheap plastic. Your typical spiral up for acceleration and down for brake, the power button, a button to put it in reverse, and battery indicators. All right, so now I'm gonna head back to the studio to give you my final thoughts. All right, so to wrap it up, for the price, this board really isn't too bad. Although only if you're gonna be riding it on flat. I mean, you saw how it performed on the slightest uphill. Now, who knows if this thing is actually gonna hold up over time, but for my first electric skateboard, it didn't break the bank and it got me more interested in saving up for a better one. Now, I don't want this to be like misinterpreted. I'm not saying this is like a super good quality electric skateboard, and I wouldn't even be surprised if you buy this board, it breaks, and then you go to hit up the seller and you get no response. But I guess that's the price you pay for not really paying a lot. I'm more so just recommending this as like an affordable starter board. Just don't set your expectations high is really what I'm getting at here. If you want to pick up this board, we're not affiliated with this company. I mean, there's no company behind it. We found it on wish.com, but we're gonna leave the link in the description below if you're curious. As always, drop a like and subscribe if you're new around here. But anyway, I'll see you in another video later. It can't be an official shredshack video without Mikey throwing down a kickflip. So here we go, dude. Right here. There it is. Oh my.